Hi and welcome to my page. My name is Bronwyn Jane. If you've never met me before, I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual coach. So what is a psychic medium? I like to say it's someone that talks to dead people. That's what I do. We can also interpret energy that is around the living. So it is that energy translation. So that's what I do. Spiritual coach, what does that mean? What it means is that I take my knowledge and share it with others to enhance their journey, to enhance what they're experiencing and what's going on for them. So that's what I do. That's who I am. So I thought I'd come on here today and just share with you a little bit about what I've been doing and even discuss a little bit more in regards to dreams, understanding dreams, interpreting dreams. So we know that I just take a minute so I can see your comments. So we need to get those to come up. So I know people are coming on. Come on and say hello. Let me know where you are, what you're doing, and I will try and see where these comments are. I do struggle a little bit with that. We all know that that is an area of development for me. So if I'm just not seeing you at the moment, I'm going to be determined to work this out. Don't know why I can't see it on my other device. So bear with me while I try and work out where the comments are. So I just want to say to you, we're going to talk about dreams and we're going to pull some cards. And when we do the cards, it's not going to be a personal reading. And the reason why it's going to be more of a collective, more of a card that you're drawn to is because that way everyone gets to have some kind of message that comes through rather than an individual message, and I can't get through to everyone. I can't bring up all the messages. So before we start, let's talk about dreams. Now we have all different kinds of dreams. They are the way that spirit will connect with us, and the reason why they really love the dream state is because our conscious mind can't discredit what's going on. Of course, when we wake up, we can label it a whole different ways that make us think that what we're experiencing is not what's really going on. So there's a couple of different kinds of dreams. And I know we talked about some of these last week, which was the dreams that are visits. So they're from our loved ones that are in the spirit, that have transitioned, and they're coming through to let us know that they're okay, or to tell us something else. Now, I'm just going to cover it again really quickly. So those type of dreams are when they will come into our awareness to say that they're okay, they've arrived safely, tell us something else. There's not necessarily a massive conversation in these dreams. It is more of a feeling. And I'll share a couple of examples that are personal to me. So when my grandmother transitioned, she came to me on the same night that she came to my sister. Our dreams were very similar. They occur, as I said, on the same night, and even things within the dreams were similar. When we checked in with each other, and we don't live anywhere near each other, it was kind of interesting how we could almost tick the boxes of the things that were the same. Other kinds of dreams that I've had that are visits that are like this type of thing are where a friend had passed away. I couldn't make his funeral because of a natural disaster. It sat with me for a very long time that I never got to have that experience and to be able to say goodbye the way I wanted to. As I said, it sat with me for years. I went to readings to try and to connect with him, to be able to see, resolve this and see, what he thought about that. It didn't happen. And then after quite a long time, he came to me in a dream and we were able to have that resolution where we could have that conversation about the things that I were hanging on to, about me not being able to have my final goodbyes with him, to be able to say those type of things. So dreams are really interesting that way, where we can have those kind of connections. If you're here, let me know, because once again, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my comments. So bear with me. So the other type of dreams that we have are those predictive dreams that we get from our guides, and they will come through a little bit different. So they come through of a predictive nature. They may feel like warnings. They can be this kind of thing. It's interesting, those type of dreams, because it's from our guide, so we don't always necessarily see them. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's just more of, it can be like a vision for us. They are where we have to really delve into what's going on, look at the signs and symbols within them and what does it feel like. Once again, they are quite often warnings for us, so what's happening for us, where we may need to consider something that we didn't know that was in our awareness. something that was coming up. And once again, I'm going to give you another example from my own experiences. I remember having a dream, it was a couple of years ago, and within this dream it was like a movie, and it was showing me particular events that were coming up in my world. Now, when it manifested in my world, it was a little bit different to what actually was shown, but the highlights were the same, where I was, covered off being on a holiday, covered off doing particular events, taking pictures, other people that were going to be involved in this situation, who they were, and how it would play out. But it wasn't exactly the same when it manifested, but the highlights, the bullet points were. And so it gave me a heads up of what was coming, and I was able to tick off those bullet points, and it was a warning type of dream. So they are quite often like that. People say, why do I have bad dreams? They're always bad. It's because they're warning. They're trying to bring information to your awareness that you're maybe missing, or that you're not knowing that it's totally there for you. So they're the kind of dreams that we can have. The other kind of dreams are these ones that are called soul to soul, where we can connect with someone that is alive, they're living. We never probably realize that we can do this. In these type of dreams, once again, they are a preparation on a soul level of something that's coming. Once again, I'll share another example. I have so many of where I had had these relationships with people and they were going to come back into my life. They weren't currently in my life, and it was a warning, a preparation on a level for when they came back into my world. So on a soul level, I was ready. I was ready to accept there was a whole heap of apologies and all these kind of things that were going to occur. And it was so I would be ready for it when it happened. So I didn't normally go to my new human state of just going, no, I'm not doing it. I was made aware. And it was like the person was talking to me in the dream. They sort of pre-apologized before they came towards me. And so then when they came into my world, when they were, out of the dream state, so alive, came and apologized, it was easy for me to accept that because on a soul level I had already been through this experience. So dreams are really interesting. So be open to them, acknowledge them, start taking note of what you're dreaming, be really aware, because taking note of what you're dreaming and what the dreams are and how you feel them makes them be more, it makes you get more messages that way, and it's a really nice way to communicate with your guides, people on a soul to soul level, or even your loved ones in spirit. So I'm going to say do that. So if you want to share any dream experiences, by all means do so. As I said, tell me where you are, what your experiences have been in regards to dreams. So we're going to just draw a couple of cards now. Now, when you watch this video, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on replay, I still want you to go through the same process, because it doesn't matter. That's the way interesting thing with energy is, whenever you see a reading, there'll be something in it for you, whether you're watching it on replay or you're watching it live. And we might think, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of, why does it work that way? Energy is just astonishing like that. Things come into our awareness at just the perfect time for us. So let's just drop into that energy now of wanting to connect to the cards, and what kind of reading do we want? What do we want to be aware of? What do we need guidance on? Maybe we're not sure that we need information on, but once we connect into the cards, it's going to make sense to us. So I'm going to get you to think of a number between 1 and 3. Focus on that, drop into that and go, okay, what message do I think is going to resonate with me? Is it 1? And I like to even lean into it. It's like, is it 1? And as you lean, it's like, yes, no. Is it that card? Is it 2? Yes, no. Lean into it. 3? Yes, no. Just feel which card you think is the one that's going to have the message that's going to resonate the most for you today. So as we do that, we're going to draw the first card. I like to do a nice deep breath as we connect in to the cards, and we wait for that indication from spirit where to stop shuffling when we pull our cards. So if you were drawn to card number 1, and as I said, whether it's you're watching this live or you're watching it on replay, this is a card that's going to remind you of time. So where are you putting your time? Where are you putting your focus? To remain in a really high vibration, even if it feels like things are taking a very long time to occur, manifest, show up in your world, happen how you want them to, there's a whole reason why it's a little bit slower than what you hope. So know that things will happen how they're supposed to. It's one of those, divine timing things, which can be really kind of annoying sometimes. It's like, I actually want human time. I don't want divine timing. But this is one of those times that I'm going to ask you to be really patient, because it is about divine timing for you. The other thing is too, that we need to be aware that sometimes we need to put a little bit more energy and focus into what we want to create in our life, rather than just hoping that it would happen. So think about where you're putting your attention, where you're putting your focus. If you want something really to be manifesting into your world, you have to put a lot of intention into that, and sometimes that even requires physical action as well. So if it's not happening how you want it to, I want you to just consider, where do I need to put a little bit more focus, a little bit more attention, and then a little bit more action into that to bring it into your world. But remember, remain high vibe. Don't lose faith about whether this is going to happen for you or not, because that will impact the duration, the timeline for how long it's going to take for it to happen for you. So just be aware of that as well. Keep moving forward with whatever you are working on. Don't get distracted. It's all about remaining focused for you at the moment. So I'm just going to now, that's card number one. Let's consider now card number two. If we were pulled towards card number two as we were doing that leaning focus, which card were we going for? This is going to be for you. So within these readings, it'll be the whole reading, it'll be part of it, or even just the word of it. So for card number two, it's about asking for assistance and accepting it what comes into your world. Delegate. So it's a time where we need to start delegating to people. And also be open to receiving advice from those that we would consider a mentor or an expert in the field. The other thing is to accept help. So when we need to delegate, we also have to be willing to accept help as well into our world. So be open to that as well. And remember to ask. Ask for help when we need it. Sometimes we're too busy being independent and thinking that we can do it all. And it just needs, if we just can open up that energy stream of asking for help, it allows a lot of things to flow better for us and for us to receive more. So it's okay to ask for help. And I want to encourage you to do that a little bit more at the moment, because there's a lot of energy around you where you're trying to take everything on all by yourself. Your bucket is definitely full and things are sort of falling out of the top of it. So it's time to delegate. It's time to ask for a bit of help. For card number three, we're going to now, for those that were drawn to card number three, they were thinking card number three was the card for them. We're just going to focus on that as well. We take it once again, another nice deep breath in. And so in regards to this card, we need to think about where we've been waiting for some kind of communication, message, contract, formal document, some kind of advice in a written form, or something that would feel like a written form to be coming into our world. Now, it's about that, believing once again that it's coming and then we're going to get it. Everything is coming into alignment for you at the moment, even though we've had a whole period of time where it feels like it was never going to happen. Things are coming into alignment. You're going to receive that confirmation, that advice, that message that will confirm what you've been waiting for. So it's really nice for you in regards to that as well. You are on target for what your purpose or direction, where you're heading. So if you were thinking, you were making choices, did I make the right choice? Am I heading the right way? The answer is yes. So don't doubt that anymore. Know that the way that you are moving forward is exactly the way that you should be at this point in time. So be aware too of your communication. So we need to make sure that we're clear and concise on the way that we're speaking what we want, and when we're giving direction as well. So make sure your communication is really clear, and check in with those that you're communicating with, that they're actually understanding. You're getting them to repeat back what you've said, so you know that they understand what you have said. Sometimes what we think we're saying is not how it's been heard. So just double check with that, so everything is nice and clear with our communication. So the other thing to remind you of as well, that you may be getting some, I don't know if it's feathers or what it is, but some really nice signs coming into your reality, and it does feel like feathers or there's some kind of bird connection that is showing that you're on the right track, and that you're also very supported at the moment as well by your loved ones in spirit. So just acknowledge those when you see them, if they're in your path, if they're just falling from the sky just randomly, because sometimes they do. It's a sign that you are being really supported in the way that you're moving forward, which is really lovely for you at this time. So I hope those messages have resonated for you. As I said, whether you're watching this live or you watch this back on replay, know that when you see this recording, when you listen to these messages, it's perfect timing for you, whether it was card 1, card 2, card 3, and whether it was the whole message or just one part of it. Spirit is fabulous the way that they can get the communication through to us exactly how they need to. Once again, when we go to bed, set that intention that we want to start receiving communications from our loved ones or our guides to help guide us in our lives as well, because they will do that. You just need to set the intention when you go to bed that you want to start receiving that communication so you can start getting those downloads. You've got questions that you need answered from Spirit. Hold that in your heart as you go to sleep and say, tell me the message, so when I wake up, the first thing that pops into my brain, I know that's the way that I move forward, because they're great at doing that as well. So I want to thank you for spending some time with me. Now I'm going to say this, I said it last time, and I'm just going to remind everyone, if anyone reaches out to you that looks like they're me, they might have my image, they may have a name that represents, you know, kind of like my name, and they're offering you a reading, please don't engage with those people or report them to Facebook, because I will never, ever, ever solicit a reading from you in that way. It's just not who I am. It's not what I do. And we just have to get all on top of that. So if that happens, please report it, block them, do all the things that we need to do. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you've missed this reading and you're watching it on replay, remember that I'm going to try and do these on Fridays, somewhere between this time and 6 o'clock, depending on what's happening in my world, so we can start connecting and doing some readings and really, you know, building that relationship in regards to what you're doing, what you're experiencing, what's kind of happening for you in the spirit world, and all the encounters that you're having, so we can work our way through those as well. So have a wonderful weekend. I wish you well, and thank you for spending some time with me.